Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple A's podcast. I am your lovely host, Isaac, here. Usually, I do the recap videos the day after, usually on Mondays. I usually do recaps. But here we are today on Christmas Eve doing it because tomorrow's Christmas Day. Want to spend time hanging out with family and all that. But overall, the Vikings fall to 7-8 after losing to the Detroit Lions, handing them the NFC North division champions on a silver platter. Final score 30-24. Overall, I'm not even surprised really one bit. I'm not even mad. Whatever though, man. But this is basically still a self-infliction, really. But whatever though. So let's go over in the stats. Vikings lost the time of possession battle by 17 minutes. The Vikings had 390 total yards, 373 passing yards, 17 rushing yards. They forced one turnover, 19 first downs, 3 of 9 on the third down conversions. They got to the quarterback, 1 sack, so not good. The Lions, 389 total yards, 246 passing yards, 143 rushing yards. They forced 4 turnovers, 28 first downs, 6 of 12 on their third down conversions. They got 4 sacks. So honestly, before we get to the bad, gotta start positive, I guess. So Justin Jefferson in his return, he was absolutely phenomenal against the Lions. He does not age at all. That injury did not matter to him. He had 6 catches, 141 yards, and a touchdown, especially on that last drive where he mossed one of the players. I believe, I don't remember who he mossed, but he got over that dude for a big gain to base a big gain right there for Justin Jefferson. So he really did. It's just a shame that that the quarterback and the coach let them down. I will explain why in just a minute. KJ Osborne also had himself a pretty good game as well. 5 catches, 95 yards, and a touchdown. He was basically, even if Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson were out, that's a huge concern, but nonetheless, he stepped up big time. He was open for most of the time, so he just had to make the plays. And there you go. And so Brandon Powell, 3 catches for 53 yards as well. He was making one tough catch also to extend the drive for the Minnesota Vikings. Had a very tough catch. So he was good. As far as some bright spots on this defense, Patrick Jones II had himself an amazing day. It looked like he was the only guy to really get after the quarterback. He got 6 tackles, 3 TFLs, had 1 sack. I'm absolutely good with Patrick Jones filling in for anybody at this point because he has shown he can do a phenomenal job. So now we got Ivan Pace Jr. I mean, he blocked an extra point, had a few nice tackles to stop them. Ivan Pace Jr., man, I mean, he is absolutely the real deal. He's going to be a problem alongside Jordan Hicks. And Cam Bynum, I mean, didn't have himself like a flashing game, but he forced 2 fumbles, though. He did, and let's get, I mean, so 2 forced fumbles, but they didn't get returned, but okay, that's all right, though. Now, getting to why the Vikings lost. The defense overall, they got gashed pretty much regularly. Basically, on the first, I don't know, basically, they just could not get a stop. And so there was no pressure, really. There was 0 pressure, it looked like, on Jared Goff. Patrick Jones II was literally the only guy to really get pressure on him. So it was really not working out very well for him. But and there was just so many missed tackles, especially in the run game. 143 yards is not good by any means. But man, I mean, there's just so many missed tackles. I mean, Caleb Evans was probably the worst player on the defense. He got chewed up many times by wide receivers. There was so many times where he had a tackle but got his ankles, but he literally lost his ankles during the game every time a running back was running towards him. I mean, dude was basically just he was just not he was just not there, man. Non-existent, really. I guess you could say maybe the Patrick Jones the second roughing the passer call. I mean, this league really has to dive into the fundamentals of what it actually means of what a roughing the passer is, because that was clearly a soft call right there by the refs to extend the Lions' possession. Basically, if I'm not mistaken, it's to get a field goal out of that. So that was clearly just one on the refs right there. I mean, they were not great either, but not the reason we lost though either. Nick Mullins, I mean, dude was basically indecisive. He looked scared. He was not confident at all, man. 61% completion rate, 411 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And overall, I really do not care that I know it says that he has over 400 yards, but I don't care about that. He's played terrible. He played terrible today, man. I mean, you can clearly look at the stats and watch the game. I mean, the dude was making so many throws that were just hospital balls, just throwing them at spots where they're not supposed to. And those 4 interceptions, he's the reason why the Lions were able to score 10 points off of that. So clearly those interceptions were wrong. And then the last interception, there was really the offensive line held the Detroit Lions at all. He had all the time in the world on that last possession, and that last interception that Nick Mullins had, he had all the time in the world. And what happens? He throws he freezes, he gets scared, throws an interception, which is a duck of a pass. Are you kidding me, man? That's just absolutely ridiculous. This is who Nick Mullins is. And now getting to KOC, man, you should be ashamed of yourself. I've honestly tried. I went out of my way to defend this dude, man. Saying that, oh man, he deserves a chance. Maybe he's getting better. He hasn't, man. He just hasn't. I'm being real, man. You decided, because the reason why I put this more on KOC than I do Nick Mullins is because in a must-win game where the NFC North title is on the line, where you're going for a playoff spot to keep it alive, Nick Mullins is out there to start. Nick Mullins already threw 2 interceptions in the first half, and you still continue to roll him out there. Like, what more do you need to see from Nick Mullins to know that he's a backup quarterback for a very good reason? He's not starting. He's not going to win. It's absolutely insane if you think he's going to win you a championship. And they are going to still justify whether it's just KOC is more obsessed with building a dream team. That's the dream team. Yeah. You decided to put Nick Mullins out there, and guess what? He ended up costing you this game. And it looks like to me that the playoffs are on the brink of being over, to be honest. You want to explain that to me? And so I just feel so bad for Justin Jefferson for putting this team on his back, yet for Nick Mullins and KOC to let him down. I feel so bad, man. I mean, dude, like, you can't let him down like that. So, and also I feel bad for Jaren Hall too, because I've been saying this for like the past 5 weeks. Starting with the Broncos game. I said, man, Josh Dobbs is just not it. Jaren Hall needs to start. And you decided to roll with him the entire time. And you're one and because of that, the quarterback mishaps that you've had, you're 1-4. That's unacceptable, man. I'm not even mad, man. I'm just not surprised really at this point. I refuse to let this team really ruin my Christmas, really, to be honest. It looks like this season might be a wash, folks. So, congrats to the Lions for winning the FC North, but overall as the Vikings perspective, not surprised that you keep on shooting yourselves over and over again, and that's why you are now 7-8. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Y'all have a Merry Christmas.